me to a hand specialist. And I'm glad he did, because when I took the tabletop test, I couldn't lay my hand flat. Wait. Find a hand specialist trained in non-surgical options today. I found mine at findahandspecialist.com.
With Flonase, allergies don't have to be scary. Spray Flonase Sensimus daily for non-drowsy, long-lasting relief in a scent-free, gentle mist. Psst, psst. Flonase, all good. Also, try our allergy, headache, and nighttime pills.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen, girl.
Try dietary supplements from Voltaren for healthy joints.
Nothing dims my light like a migraine. With Nurtec ODT, I found relief.
The only migraine medication that helps treat and prevent all in one.
To those with migraine, I see you.
For the acute treatment of migraine with or without aura and the preventive treatment of episodic migraine in adults. Don't take if allergic to Nurtec ODT. Allergic reactions can occur even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain.
It's time we all shine. Talk to a healthcare provider about Nurtec ODT from Pfizer.
Hey there, Brenda.
It's Carol.
Exactly. So which leg are we operating on?
You mean arm?
It's all connected.
Asking the right question can greatly impact your future.
Are you sure you're an orthopedist?
Actually, I'm a Sagittarius.
Especially when it comes to your finances.
Do you have a question? Are you a certified financial planner?
Yes, I'm a CFP professional.
CFP professionals are committed to acting in your best interest. That's why it's gotta be a CFP. Find your CFP professional at letsmakeaplan.org.
I'm certain it's level 5.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Trust and Will has taken the process of creating your will and made it easy. Like while you're lounging on the couch, easy. All documents are state-specific, legally valid, and start at just $199. Find the plan that's right for you at trustandwill.com.
At Grainger, we know dealing with the unexpected is part of your job description. And you made a promise to keep the line running, to power through the downpour, to be the one who always gets it done. And our promise is to help you do it with professional-grade supplies for every industry, plus same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. Because you can't predict the future, but with the right partner, you can be prepared for it. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
How It Really Happened, tonight at 9 on CNN.
Campus crisis. Dozens of arrests at universities overnight. As colleges, police, and politicians take sides.
We have to bring order to these campuses. The American people are fed up.
How should leaders respond? Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders joins me. Then Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass and Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin. And sounding off, President Biden pokes fun at Donald Trump's legal troubles.
Donald has had a few tough days lately. You might call it stormy weather.
But what does a brand new CNN poll reveal about the state of the race? Our panel of experts is here. Plus, order in the court with more delay likely in his January 6th case.
All presidents have to have immunity.
Are Trump's legal and political strategies working? South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham is next. Hello, I'm Dana Bash in Washington, where the state of our union is deeply divided. We begin this morning with new numbers in the presidential race. Donald Trump is spending hours each day in a New York courtroom in his criminal hush money trial. But on the campaign trail, a brand new CNN poll out this morning shows Trump sustaining his lead over President Biden among registered voters, 49 to 43%, with more saying they considered Trump's presidency a success than Biden's. Last night, Biden sought to capitalize on his opponent's legal woes at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Age is the only thing we have in common. My vice president actually endorses me.
Here with me now is Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, the top Republican on the Judiciary Committee and a supporter of Donald Trump. We have a lot of developments to talk about in the Middle East, Senator, but I do want to start on the unprecedented week for the former president. The fate of Donald Trump's claim of absolute immunity is now in the hands of the Supreme Court. And during oral arguments on Thursday, Trump's lawyer suggested that any former president should not be charged for ordering the military to stage a coup unless he was impeached and convicted first. Do you agree with that?
I think the court's going to find that presidential immunity exists for President Trump like every other president, but you got to be within the scope of being president. I think they'll send it back to the lower courts to find out exactly what actions fall within presidential immunity and what are considered personal. I think that's the way this will end. It will be some immunity for some of the actions.
So it sounds to me like you're saying that that scenario does not justify immunity, that kind of scenario, an attempted coup, that there should be some immunity.
There's no absolute, there will be immunity. There's no absolute immunity in the Constitution. It will be a legal analysis. You know, the president needs to be protected. You know, we don't become a banana republic here. We prosecute, our political opponents, which is going on really in many jurisdictions. But I think the immunity question will be decided partially for Trump and some legal, some factual analysis as to when and where it applies.
You said that it's likely to go back to a lower court, which seems to certainly be what people are thinking, watching and listening to what the justices were saying. That certainly means it's more likely that the American people won't know how this is going to sort of end before they go to the polls. Does that worry you? Should they know? They know.
Yeah. No, not at all. No. You know, why don't you ask me, if he's convicted in any of these trials, would it change my view? No. I think all these trials are political. I think it's selective prosecution. I think what's going on in New York is an outrage. The case is 8 years ago. They created a crime just for Trump. I think it's selective prosecution for political purposes. I think the Jack Smith trial is selective prosecution. They didn't go after Clinton. They didn't go after Biden on classified information breaches. So I think most Americans are not going to decide how to vote based on Trump's legal troubles, but the troubles they face, inflation, crime, a broken border. Your poll tells me everything I need to know about these legal problems of Trump. People are looking at their problems, not Trump's legal problems.
You mentioned the case in New York. Of course, that is something that is ongoing. And I just do want to ask you one specific question about what we heard this past week, and that is David Pecker, who ran the National Enquirer's parent company, testified that he paid to catch and kill stories about Trump specifically to help his presidential campaign. You don't have any concerns about that?
You know, apparently a lot of people do this. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tiger Woods. No, I think the whole thing is a crock. The statute of limitations has long shut out the misdemeanor cases. So this liberal prosecutor in Manhattan came up with a federal campaign violation that the state of New York, Southern District of New York looked at, the Federal Election Commission looked at, Jack Smith looked at, and decided not to prosecute. Alvin Bragg took a case that was rejected by the federal government to resurrect these misdemeanors. I think it's a political hit job on Trump 6 months before the election. That's what I think.
All right. Obviously, Tiger Woods is not running for president, and the allegation is about, at least not yet.
No, I got campaign. It. Yeah, I think the whole thing's BS. Okay. Yeah, I think it's all BS. Yeah, political BS.
And just
sorry, go ahead.
No, just to underscore something you said earlier, if he is convicted, you will still support him and vote for him.
Absolutely. I think what's going on with Donald Trump is weaponization of the law. He's being prosecuted in Manhattan, one of the deepest blue cities in the country. Georgia and Fulton County. Jack Smith is going after Trump, but Clinton and, Biden. Anyway, I think most people have written this off. They're going to focus on their problems, not a bunch of cases brought by liberals against Trump.
Senator, I want to talk to you about the Middle East because Secretary of State Blinken is on his way to Saudi Arabia after he said on Friday that he thinks it is possible to strike a deal to normalize relations between Saudi Arabia and Israel, even without a ceasefire in Gaza. You were in Saudi Arabia very recently, last month, and you were pushing for this normalization deal. Is there a deal close at hand, a deal that Prime Minister Netanyahu should accept?
I hope so. So I've been working with Tony and Jake, and I've talked to President Biden twice. I want to help them normalize Saudi Arabia and Israel. Saudi Arabia wants a mutual defense agreement with the United States. We've been working on this for weeks. To Tony and Jake, get on with closing the deal on the treaty. Without the treaty, MBS cannot recognize Israel. And part of the deal will be coming up with a solution to the Palestinian problem. You know, Saudi Arabia wants a defense agreement with the United States and want to enrich the 7% of the world's uranium they have, but we'll control enrichment, and they'll recognize Israel, but we've got to deal with the Palestinian problem. We're running out of time. This would be an historic agreement building on the Abraham Accords, and I'd like to see it happen. I'd like to help President Biden get this done. Without this deal, there is no solution to the Palestinian problem. Without this deal, everything gets worse. So let's get the deal done. We're running out of time.
My colleagues here at CNN have some reporting that you and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman had a short conversation with Donald Trump while you were in Saudi Arabia. What does Donald Trump think about this? You said building on the Abraham Accords. He hasn't necessarily been keen on President Biden getting things done and getting credit for that. Are you worried he'll kill it or try to kill it?
But you know, I talked to President Trump not very long ago. He wants the killing to end. He would like to see peace reign. You know, we're going to have an election here in November, but can we save some lives before November? I'm confident that the Abraham Accords put in place the possibility of this deal. If we can get a deal between Saudi Arabia and Israel, it ends the Arab-Israeli conflict. It isolates the Iranians. It creates some hope for the Palestinians. It provides security in a real way to Israel. Yeah, I don't think anybody on the Republican side is going to undercut the deal. I'm here on national television telling the Biden administration, if you can land this deal, I think you'll have a lot of Republican support in the United States Senate for a treaty between Saudi Arabia and the United States, because it'd be good for Israel, it'd be good for the world, and I think President Trump will get his fair share of credit by having the Abraham Accords as the foundation of this. So I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about getting the deal done before the clock runs out.
Senator, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you come back because I do want to talk more about whether or not you think the Israeli prime minister will sign on to that. But I guess that's putting the cart before the proverbial horse. Thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, I'm hopeful people in Israel can get there and will get there. I think they want to. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And up next, some colleges cracked down overnight on campus protests. Senator Bernie Sanders is here to respond next. And later, the funniest jokes at Washington's big political dinner last night.
But before I begin tonight, can we just acknowledge how refreshing it is to see a president of the United States at an event that doesn't begin with a bailiff saying all rise?
The sinking of the Titanic, how it really happened. Special 2-hour premiere tonight at 9 on CNN.
So I went to Experian. They actually helped lower my monthly bills. Phone, internet, Experian did the work. Also subscriptions I forgot about. Experian canceled them for me. Help me take control of my money.
See all you can do at Experian.com/save now.
Okay, ready to watch this? 1 second, I gotta finish my laundry. Jess, it's girls' night. 1 second, I use Rinse. What's Rinse? The company that will pick up, wash, fold, and deliver your laundry and dry cleaning at the touch of a button. I do not trust other people with my laundry. Rinse guarantees your satisfaction. I've been using it for months now with no issues. Okay, let's watch this. Wait, I'm gonna do my laundry. Better hurry. Done. All schedules.
Sign up for Rinse at rinse.com to get $20 off your first order.
Having period underwear makes life so much easier.
I love my Knix. I could not live without them. I don't think I could ever go back to just using pads and tampons. Just throw them in the laundry and it's super easy. Knix. Knix.
If you have moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, put it in check.